Hello guys and welcome to the ELEGBETE TV YouTube channel. We're also on the ELEGBETE TV radio. I have as a guest today, I think one of the greatest person that I would have interviewed. And I say this without disrespect to the great Martin Tyler, Judo Joy Gallo, and everybody that I've interviewed in the past. Well, I was told that the greatness in front is bigger than the greatness behind. So I have somebody who's going somewhere to happen. And at a very early age, she's graced stages that some of us live and dream to be on. I'm talking about stages of the UNICEF, somebody who at a very young age already have the great and legendary Roger Federer as a supporter and a fan, someone who can sing and play tennis as good as any tennis great that you can see, someone who's not just talented, but also have the capacity and have taken the form to put in the hard work. As an athlete, I know that talent alone is not enough. You need to put in the hard work, put in the shift. You need to go to our YouTube channel and see the amount of work she puts into her talent to understand what I am saying. I have the pride, privilege, and pleasure to have on my TV today Chelsea Fontenel, a winner, recipient of the prestigious, let me put it that way now, the prestigious and beautiful Nick Bollettieri Student Athlete of the Year Award, and also an ambassador for UNICEF. Some of you out there watching this video, ask yourself, did you ever have a dream that you'd be an ambassador for the small retail shop in your neighborhood? Not to talk about UNICEF. Just think about that for a minute, and then you understand the size of the person that I'm bringing about. Welcome with me, the ubiquitous Chelsea Fontenel, and her mom and her dad. Chelsea, you are welcome to my show. How are you?
Thank you so much.
Okay. And mommy and daddy, Chelsea, you're welcome as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
On our channel, we pride ourselves that we love to allow our guests to tell their stories, because as I was growing up, I was in a class one day in Canada, and somebody said that the problem with the Black race is we have given the right to tell our stories to people who have not even visited us, who don't know our streets. And I translated that when I started in the media, I translated that to mean that to get the better part of your story, you have to tell it yourself. You know your ups and your downs. You know your strengths and your weakness. People tell our stories from perception. Oh, I look at you, she's a beautiful girl, she must be a fashion model. But then that's not who she is. Oh, this man, it looks like a movie star. It looks like Oyewole, the guy in movies, so it must be related to him. Look at the mommy. She looks like a woman from the Caribbean. But that's perception. That's not the truth. So if you want to get the truth, I have to go ask. Like they say in where I come from, if you want to get the eye of the fish, you go to the head of the fish. So Chelsea, mommy and daddy, I am going to take delight and great pleasure in listening to your story. So let me start with daddy and mommy. Daddy and mommy, who is this amazing and beautiful daughter of yours? So who takes the lead?
I think, yeah, I will start. You know, to be honest, you know, I could really say, you know, with boldness that Chelsea is really, you know, a God's given, you know, child. You know, there's nothing negative that, you know, we could say. You know, from the time she was born, she wasn't just beautiful, but, you know, she started to show a lot of signs from very, very young. And in regards to tennis, you know, my wife and I, we don't play tennis, but we wanted to give an opportunity that we didn't have, because we believe that, you know, if you don't give the kids an opportunity, you will not know that they could become great. You know, so we gave her that opportunity, not knowing that, you know, she could do it, you know, at that kind of level. And in Switzerland is such an expensive place that if we knew what it takes, you know, financially, we would have run away. It wouldn't be possible that we could have stayed and decide, okay, we're gonna move in that direction. You know, coming back to how expensive it is. You know, until now, I could say that, over 500,000 Swiss francs have gone into Chelsea. So basically, you could say the same 500,000 US dollars. You know, and we it didn't come from our pocket. It's only by the grace of God, and He is the one in the driver's seat that is sending the right people at the right time to move Chelsea from glory to glory. And now she's at a level where the training she needs is more advanced, and she got a scholarship to go to America. And we had to let her go because, again, back to the financial situation, we have always been a family that have been together, and all the charity work that she has done, we were always together. And this time around, the scholarship, it didn't cover the whole family. We would have loved to be in America with her because she's so young. And like I said, we have always been together. But nonetheless, we thank God that she has even that opportunity to take it to that kind of level. So it's a really big, decision that we had to make. And I could say, to a certain extent, for sure, it's painful to allow somebody so young to go. But we know where we are heading. And if we had the right help, financially, would have been all together, and things would have been a little bit better. Going now to the music side, it's just a natural God's given talent. And we grew up, she started in the church. That's where she started singing. She was singing a new song every Sunday. They love her in the church. And we believe that, you don't need to have a lot to give back.
Sure.
The little that you have, there's always something small that you could give, because if you saw, the 5,000 people that, Jesus he fed, it wasn't with 5,000 loaves. It was just one piece, so the fact that she's naturally talented, we use that opportunity, to do charity work. And we are proud to say that, she has been a part of over $1 million euros as we speak, in terms of the charity work that she has done. Because every year we go to UNICEF, we go to Ronald McDonald's, they build homes for kids that are really, really sick. And every time we attended those events, we raised for the night over 100,000.
Wow.
And although Chelsea's among top stars, she always seemed to steal the show. At the end of it, she was the center of attraction. So we are proud to say that, in the midst of everything, over $1 million, this is very attractive. And we know that, she's gonna make it. This is the confidence that we have. For us, you'd have to kill her for her to not make it. That's the only way.
All right. Let me go to mommy now.
Okay,
because there is this thing about mothers. Mothers know their children a lot more better than the fathers. There's something about mothers. They see, they observe. Mommy, let me ask you. I mean, this whole thing started from she was in the womb. Like my wife would say, the baby is kicking her. Like, are you sure he's kicking or he's punching? It's like, it's kicking. So where did this gene for tennis and singing come from? Did it come from you or it came from daddy?
Well, it's from none of us. I would say it's a gift from God, because we don't play tennis and we don't sing either. My husband sings in the shower sometimes, but we don't pay him. So I think his singing is just enough for the shower, not more than that. I think it's a natural gift, a natural talent. So we always say, we're always looking for a gift. I believe that everyone has a gift from God, but Chelsea just got two. She has it in sports and she has it in music. Like Abby said, it's a natural talent that I'm singing. But in sports, she has to do some more. She has to practice. She has to work hard, which is fair. Otherwise, if both would come easily, it would be unfair.
Yes, that's true.
And as we speak, in her academic, she's also really smart. Also, not like just we are pushing her in sports and in music, and she's not good in school. Also, her school grades are also top two. I mean, she's a top A students. So this is also something very important that goes with her talents.
Okay, so
your child, yeah.
Okay, now Chelsea, let me come to you because I choose to. I'm an African child, and where I come from, you have to allow the parents speak first before the children, and before mom and dad here, we are both children. So before we get talking, we have to allow our elders to speak. But then you're the center of attention, and I was once upon a time a football player, even though my mom did not support it. My mom thinks that playing football is for stubborn kids, and I was pretty much a very stubborn kid growing up anyway. But now tennis is. I have a sister who is very big in the movie industry, who from McDermott, and she loves tennis. She's grooming her son and her daughter for tennis already. She wants to send the son to Patrick Glue's academy.
Oh.
And most times we're together here today because that was our daughter's birthday, 50th birthday. And most times when I look at them, I'm like, wow, football is easy because you can play football anywhere. And then I look at the cost of even just buying the rackets, and the tennis shoes. And then you need to have a specific environment to play tennis. You know, it's not something you can do anywhere. In football, on the streets, in primary school, everywhere, every hood you can play. How were you able to beat all of this challenge and get a coach? You know, with tennis, you need to have a coach, you need to have a physio, you need to have all the medicals, people who take care of your body, your muscles, your reflexes, recovery, nutrition. How were you able to deal with all of that?
Well, I'm lucky that since I was born in Switzerland, we have all this infrastructure and the great tennis courts, and everything we have is here. So we have advanced training, we have good coaches. And not only that too, a lot came from my parents, because when I started playing tennis, it's true I took some lessons, but a lot of things I did with them. If it was either going outside myself to skip, work on my fitness, I was skipping every day. Or I would do my push-ups and sit-ups to build up my muscles to play tennis, you know? So a lot came from the coaches, but I would say even more came from my parents, researching, looking at videos on YouTube, really getting smart about tennis and looking to see, okay, what does it take? What is the work that we have to invest? And they implanted these things in me.
All right, so I saw your interview on CNN. It was very interesting. And one of the things that crossed my mind when I was watching that interview, and I'm going to go to the Nick Bellateri Award, but I'm going to talk something about this. Your dad was always mentioning the fact that you are not able to go to some meet, some championship because of financial constraint. What would it take? Now you have a scholarship, you're in the US, there are better competition over there, even though because of this whole COVID-19, I guess you're back in Switzerland. What would it take in terms of financial sponsorship to make it possible for you to meet every competition you want to attend so that you can qualify for the top? You are in the top 18, top 14 now in your age category, top 14 in the world in your age category, right? In the under 18, top 20. Okay.
Now I'm playing ITF U18. So 2 years ago, where I had the interview, I was U14. So there was top 20 in the world, but now I'm U18 worldwide. So there I'm top 300 in the world.
Okay,
yes.
Good. But you still need to score a lot of points, right?
Yes.
So what is let's put a ballpark figure to it. What is the financial implication? If a sponsor comes now, say, okay, you're wearing an Adidas t-shirt, for instance. Adidas comes and say, you know what, we like what you're doing, we're seeing what you're doing, and I hope, I'm not giving Adidas free mention here, but please, if you watch this, you know you've got a talent. Don't take my word for it. Go watch her clip. Or travel, do the walk. That's what it used to be. Send your scouts to go watch her play, and then you take a decision yourself. If they come to you and say, what will it cost you? Do you have a figure, a ballpark figure to put out on the table and say, if I have this amount in my bank or behind me, I'll be able to meet all this championship and I'll do whatever. I mean, behind you, already seeing all the awards that you won. So it means that you are a serial winner already. What is the numbers?
Well, before I answer this question, first of all, I'm very blessed and privileged to actually be sponsored by Adidas. It's one of my greatest sponsors until now. So yes, we've got this one covered. Numbers wise, I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask my parents.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, if
they are the ones paying, not me. I'm just the one playing.
if somebody, you know, that is very consistent.
Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I think we've lost that on the network.
If that person wants that the parents are with Chelsea in America, because she's so young, and this is something special that's gonna be lost, the fact that, you know, she's over there by herself. As much as she will gain certain kind of experiences being alone, you know, it still means more to us, you know, that we are together, you know, because for me, the faith, from the faith side, that's one of the most important things, because as long as we are moving forward, we will not give up the spiritual part of it. And it's very important that, you know, we are together as a family. So somebody, you know, that really has it and consider that aspect, then we are looking at more than 150,000 US dollars, because we need to move to America. And whilst we are over there, for sure, you know what it takes, the living expenses and everything, including traveling. Those things are very, very expensive to travel. And at that level, she's going to be moving from one country to the next. You know, if you just talk alone of the Australian Open, to go over there. And the mother is, for me, is the most special thing that Chelsea has, standing behind her, standing with her, that people, they don't know, they don't really acknowledge. They think it's just about the coach, but it's not just about the coach. If it's just about the coach, then I don't know that Chelsea will be where she is. It's more than just the coach.
True.
And I wouldn't even include myself in the traveling. I'll send my wife. But again, if it happens that we could be together, then, you know, it is costly.
Okay, so Chelsea, beside being a tennis player, you also are a fantastic singer. I heard you sing the Hallelujah song at the UNICEF event when you were 14, and my eyes popped because, like, okay, even now I can't sing. I can't sing. I can't sing to earn $1 billion. Like, if they say just sing and stay on key for 1 minute, and the world will be rid of coronavirus. I'm sure the lockdown will continue for eternity, because I'll make it worse. No, honestly, I'll make it worse. But when I sing in the bathroom, I think like I'm a nightingale. Like I sing, like I think in my head, I think the angels are singing through me. But until we record it and then the truth comes out. Now, you sing and you play tennis. How are you able to combine this? Because your mommy said it's a gift. I know it's a gift, but I've tried to sing like all my life and I can't sing. So I know that apart from it being a gift, you have to maintain it. You have to take care of your vocal cords. You have to understand what it means to sing or stay on key. You have to rehearse the songs that you're singing. And then the same thing, I know what it means to be an athlete. I mean, fitness, keeping training, maintain a good diet, sleep and rest very well, drink a lot of fluid, water to be very, very excited. And you manage all this seamlessly, and then you show up, it doesn't even look like you are stressed. How do you manage all of that?
Well, yeah, you made a very good example with the sports. Yeah, music and tennis, for me, it is the perfect combination. And yeah, with sports, you're right, you have to regenerate, you have to train, you have to eat well and do all these things. And for sure in singing, it is no different because you have to practice your vocal cords, you have to maintain it, you're right. But I really cannot say anything else other than it being a gift because I never had any vocal lessons. As I started singing in church, my voice was all I had. But I believe I have a very good ear. And when I sing, I do it fully with my heart. Because growing up as a little girl, I listened to a lot of music. I was always singing. And this just became a part of me. I was basically, you could say I've been practicing all my life, you could say basically. But I've never had any professional lessons. Yeah, so I really do it when I sing with my feeling, with my ears, with my heart, and the people, they just love it. I cannot explain it. It's just something I do, and once I step on the stage, it feels like God just takes control and I just sing. After I perform, I don't even really know what just happened, but it's like when I'm on stage, I'm a different person. As soon as I get back off the stage, I'm Chelsea, a 16-year-old, but when I'm on stage, it's like a different story.
Okay, you know what happened? I watched that video and I said, why is she not in the American Idols? And then I remember, oh, she's in Switzerland. And then it comes back again. I was like, okay, but she's a tennis player. So tennis is a profession and music is a hobby. Now let's deal on tennis. What has been the most difficult things that you've faced being a tennis player?
Excuse me, sorry?
What has been the most challenging period that you've gone through being a tennis player?
Well, my career is still very young. It's true, we've come a long way, but reaching the top is a long, long way. And yes, we have experienced challenging times, but I think the most challenging time was leaving my family last summer because I grew up and I played tournaments here in Switzerland, in Europe, and I either traveled with my dad or with my mom or even the whole family sometimes. But where we had to make the decision for me to reach the next level, I'd have to move to America by myself to the IMG Academy, train and live there. That was probably the most difficult decision we all had to make, not just me or not just my parents. And we also really had to be sure that, yes, we believe this is the right move and I will have to do it. So that was probably the most difficult decision until now, my tennis career.
You have the Roger Federer Foundation supporting you in one way or the other, and you're doing a humongous work for UNICEF. Like, most times it is hard to not have, but being the person that channels and funnels a lot to other people. For that, I don't have a question, but I just really want to say thank you because I am sitting here today because some people who didn't have enough were kind enough to share the little they have with me growing up. And that's the reason why I'm here. So I know what it is to make sacrifice for other people, especially people that you don't know, you're not related to. So for that, I'm going to say very big thank you. But when I look at you, I see a split image of Serena Williams and Venus Williams when they were young. Yeah, you do look like them. Maybe you need to just add a few white braids to your hair and put the beads, and then you're just like them. Now you are in America, do you sometimes wake up in the morning and wish that I'm just training and then Serena shows up and we have a picture moment and we talk and I ask her questions? If you could sit with Serena Williams right now, what are the 5 questions you would ask her?
Oh, five questions. I don't know. If I'd meet Serena, I'd first of all be starstruck, definitely. I mean, she's my idol. Yeah, Serena is an amazing player. I think what I would ask her is, growing up when she started playing tennis, what her struggles were. Because I know our struggles, we really have to work hard. And I know that she didn't come from a rich background.
Yeah.
So it would really be interesting to hear from her perspective how she grew up and when she became the player she is today, how she got there.
Okay, so looking at Serena, I always say to people that Serena is like a hot rod car, like very, very no nonsense, get it done kind of person, kind of athlete. You know, when I was playing football, I used to say to myself, I know I'm not going to win every game. I know I'm going to lose some. But the saddest thing that would happen to me is to lose a game because I did not give my all. And most time when I look at Serena Williams, that's what I see. Serena Williams is not the athlete that will win every... I tell people that even if she doesn't win anything again, there is nothing that can touch her legacy. Her legacy is untouched. She's a great athlete, you know. Do you sometimes look at her and say, I need to work 10 times as hard as is? If this girl with all her, this woman, sorry, with all her talent and her aura, her brilliance, can still lose games, do you tell yourself, I need to work 10 times or 100 times as hard as she is to get to my goal? When you look at her, what do you take away from her?
Well, definitely the way she is on courts. Exactly, having that attitude of never giving up, fighting till the last point. And coming back to your question, yes, we all have to work hard, not just her. Not that she made it, she's not the only one who worked really hard. Everybody who reached that stage really had to work. And I believe that, yeah, the time she came in a few years ago when she came to the pro level, definitely she had to work, her sister had to work. But I believe today is a different time. Even more modern. Tennis has become so much more advanced. So many more people are playing. The competition is even more than before. So definitely the work that you have to put in to get where she is, or even where she started just to get there, has increased massively. So yeah, definitely. And even if you can work as hard as you want, losses will still come. You cannot avoid that. But I believe that's what makes us stronger and that's what makes us better in the end.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And when you went to the US last summer, how was the transition like? Because you're coming from Switzerland, one of the coolest countries in Europe, where you are, life is easygoing, it's not fast paced, it's a lot of chocolates, a lot of easy eyes and all that. And then, first off, what state in America are you at?
Florida.
Okay, Florida. Florida is still a little bit, but I mean, there is plenty of noise in Florida, loud music, you know, bigger space. How were you able to adapt to Florida, live in Switzerland?
Well, it wasn't really a big difference because it's true I am in Florida, but it's not like I'm in the city in Miami. I'm on a campus, and all the students there all have the same goal. We are all student athletes, all aiming for greatness. So we don't really feel or like get to experience what's happening around us. So I didn't really have to adapt to that. It was more really being on my own, really completely on my own. I just have a roommate, but apart from that, I have to wake up, I have to set an alarm, I have to go and eat, I have to prepare everything to go on tournaments, to travel. I'm all on my own now. So that was more something I really had to get used to in the beginning.
And I'm sure you stayed a lot on the phone talking to your mom and your dad, like
every day, once, twice, every day, at least.
Okay, so let me come back to mommy and daddy. You groomed this little girl, and now she's a grown-up woman right in front of you, and then she has to leave the house, not just leave the house and go to maybe another province in Switzerland, another municipality in Switzerland, but get away from Europe, 18 hours to the US. And you know, you would have been hearing a lot of stories about US, what a big country it is, how the people is. How was it easy for you to let your precious, amazing daughter go?
Well, it was really heartbreaking. I brought her last summer, in last August, and it was really tough. It was really tough for us. But just thinking back, when you want to support your child, you shouldn't be selfish at all. So for us, it was like it's an opportunity given to her, so we have to let her go. And she had all the good values with her, so we knew that she would make it. Yeah. But for sure, just thinking about it, it is really tough. Even tomorrow, she is leaving to go back to the US, and our heart is already crying. But thinking that's just the best decision for her. So yeah, it is okay then.
Okay, there is a movie star by the name David Oyewole. I don't know if you've heard about him, Daddy.
No, I've not heard that.
Okay, David Oyewole is a very.
I'm not a big fan of the movie, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening in that area.
Okay, so I would appeal to you to go on the internet and search for that man, David Oyewole. And when you do, put his face next to your picture. Yeah. You would understand why I'm asking you to go look for David Oyewole. The first time I saw your interview on CNN, I saw the interview on CNN, I was like, wow, David Oyewole has a daughter that plays tennis. And then I looked, I said, but you do look exactly like David Oyewole. I don't know. Have you seen any movie by David Oyewole? He's a Nigerian, actually a Nigerian, but grew up in the US. So have you seen a movie by David Oyewole, Chelsea?
No.
Good. I think when you see David Oyewole, you understand where this narrative is coming from. But since you guys have not seen him, I'm going to skip that. Let's go away from tennis a bit. What do you do when you're not playing tennis and you're not singing?
Well, there's really, since I'm in America now, there's really not much time I have to do anything other, because the reason why I went up there was for one goal. It was to pursue my tennis career. So all my energy, all my focus, all my strength is going in there. So like basically my day looks like this. In the morning, early we wake up, or I wake up, go and have breakfast, then go and practice. So I have tennis and fitness. Then in the afternoon I have lunch, a short lunch break, and then I go back to practice. At 1:30, 2 o'clock, there the sun is pretty hot in Florida. It's like the peak. So that's when I get back on court, practice for another hour, an hour and a half, and then I go to school until 6 o'clock. And then you can imagine I'm exhausted physically and mentally. So then evening time is more or less just time to finish up homework, do some studies, and go back to bed and get ready for the next day. So there's really not a lot of time, but I do have downtime, of course. And I use this time to write my music, because now lately I've been spending a lot of time writing my own songs. Actually, 2 years ago, I published my first song, my first single. It's called Showers of Blessings. And I knew that at some point I would be writing songs and publishing songs, but I promised myself that the first song will be a gospel song, because the faith to me is very important. And
Okay, so there's this thing we always talk about, the athlete's food. You know, in football, we talk about, okay, you start up your week with carbohydrates, and then you begin to thin it down to protein and, you know, to match day. Does that apply to a tennis player, or you're free to eat whatever you want to eat, for as long as you're going to burn it out by doing fitness? Does that apply to a tennis player? I really don't know.
No, not at all. Well, IMG has basically everything you can think of, from good coaches to, like, not just tennis coaches, fitness coaches, recovery, And we also have nutritionists. So we see them every week, and they really advise us and they help us, tell us what is good, what will really help our body perform at the best level. Because like I said, it's really a lot on the body. We are practicing a lot of hours in the week, and it is hot. So your body is really, you're really draining your body. So, and also we are not trying to be injured every 2 weeks. We are really trying to build a body strong and sustain. So with that comes not only the training, but also regeneration and good eating. So yeah, the coaches, they advise us, they tell us what is good to eat, what we should try to avoid. And in the end, it is up to you if you really want to do it, if you're really dedicating yourself to the sport, because nobody can force you to do anything. It's up to you.
Absolutely.
But I really take those things seriously. And that's why I'm lucky enough to say that I haven't been injured at all in my tennis career until now. And yes, I pray that I will continue like that.
I really do pray for that to continue. And then let's dwell on IMG a bit. You went to America, new environment, new coaches, new training style, new routine, but still you were still hardworking, dedicated, and focused enough to pick up an award. You know, I always say in sports that these little awards are a sign and a pointer to tell you that you are doing something right. Because if you are in those small circles and you're not a front runner, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fail in life, but it could just be that you're not taking yourself as serious as you should. So you went there, and before the snap of a finger, before the shake of a Twitter bird's feather, you were winning the prestigious Nick Balotelli's Student of the Year Award. No, Student Athlete of the Year Award. And I look on the nominees, the roster, and then I checked out the other names. It's not like they were weak competition. They were people, student athletes who also give their best and dedication. What was it like standing shoulders and head above the other competition, winning that award? What kind of sense did it give to you?
Well, first of all, I was shocked actually. First, I didn't even know that Nick Bollettieri had an award like this. I didn't even know that at the end of the year, there's like this huge IMG banquet where they give out awards to the students. So where I heard that I was first of all nominated for the award, I was like, wow, my hard work is really being recognized in the academy, because I know everybody's working hard, everybody's doing their thing, but I was lucky enough to be nominated. And then in the end, in actually winning the award after just being there for the first time. That was my first year at the academy. And I know people have been there for years and they haven't even been nominated for an award. So when I won this award, I was just like, wow, it can only be good.
So let's talk about your charity. And once again, let me say congratulations for winning that award, because for me, it's a sign of many more. I mean, I look forward to the day where we'll see you winning the Lawrence Award, winning the Grand Slam, and, you know, creating your own slam. You know, we're talking about the Serena Slam some weeks ago. We were talking about the Chelsea Slam, where you win all 4 Grand Slams in the same calendar year. I've stopped believing that anything is impossible, because I've seen miracles happen, and I've seen hard work translate into results. So I sit where I am and I tell myself, you know what? The only way that I can fail is if I refuse to work.
Yeah.
The only way I can fail is if I refuse to work. And so once I see anybody who's working, who's dedicated, you don't need to tell me anymore. These are awards, these things that you're winning, the medals behind you are a sign. You go into a competition with 30, 40, 50 people and you end up picking the gold medal. It's not by accident. And you don't pick it once, you go again, you pick it next time, and then the next time you pick it again. It's not by accident. It means that you're doing something right and you're consistent with it. And that consistency is what cracks a rock open for water to gush out. So let's go to the charity work that you do. Where did that come from? Because, I mean, girls your age are thinking of pony, thinking of makeup, thinking of pink laptop, thinking of being on social media, showing up to the grams, and those kind of things, being colorful, being in your own zone. And then
I'm a teenager myself, yeah.
you do all of this hard work, you prepare for music, you write music, but you still have the heart to do massive. I mean, we're not talking charity of, oh, I bought you some groceries. We're talking saving lives kind of charity that goes to the tune of millions. How do you, where did that come from?
Well, I think the biggest part of it is just the way I was raised and the faith that we have in God. Because we believe strongly in giving. And as much as I need the support to get to the next level, so many people have helped me, have helped us even reach where we are today. So without those people helping us, we wouldn't even have come that far. So I believe that everything in life, no matter where you stand, somebody helped you, or it's a give and take in life. So I'm getting the support, more and more is coming. So I believe that as I'm getting more support, I also need to give, because that's just who I am. I love to give, I love to bless other people. And it's true, I cannot bless them yet with everything and a lot of money, but the little that I have, or even just using my voice, knowing that this can help just one child will make me happy. So knowing that I have the gift to sing and I can use it to make a change in the world, then why not?
I really feel privileged that I'm interviewing you, because I don't think I say use your platform to help her. I think you're using your brand to help my platform, actually. I feel very, yes, I must be very honest, because I'm thinking what I was doing when I was your age. I'm going to be 43 in December. I'm thinking how I was thinking, how my brain was working when I was your age. And even though we didn't have, when I was 16, 18, we didn't have the distraction of social media. We didn't have a whole lot of other things that distracted us, but I still wasn't focused enough to have this kind of heart of God, not even heart of gold now, heart of God that you've got. And I was busy creating problems and causing problems here and there. But look at you solving problems. Look at you even having needs, but putting your personal needs aside and solving problems, helping somebody, remembering that, oh, I didn't get here all by myself, not feeling all entitled. Because that's what we have in this generation. Everybody feeling entitled, feeling like, oh, the world owed them something, the world should give them something. Oh, I am here because you made this mistake, so you should give it back to me. But then you're giving back to society, you're saving. You're the kind of brand that everybody would hope to get to the top, because knowing that from nothing you're giving, if you get to that place where you're signing the $1 million contract, there are a lot of lives that would be impacted, that would change. For that, I want to say a very big thank you to your mom and your amazing dad. Let me come back to mom and dad. Where are you guys originally from?
From St. Lucia, a beautiful Caribbean island.
You said what? Come back again.
St. Lucia.
Okay. Daddy, you're from St. Lucia too, right?
Yes, we are both from the same place. Yeah.
Okay, so in 2005, I was supposed to go to St. Lucia, but I ended up in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to tell you the story of how that happened, but I was chasing a woman. I ended up...
So you have to go back, you have to visit St. Lucia.
And since then, I've been saying I want to go to that island. I want to go to that island because it was the original place I wanted to go to. And then I ended up in St. Kitts and Nevis. And then I went to Trinidad and Tobago. And then I came back, but I didn't go to St. Lucia. I guess I would have to find a way to go.
I have a reason to go.
Yeah. I'll find a reason. But this time it's not because I'm chasing a woman. I'm going to be maybe visiting with my wife and my children and go sip some coconut water and have a beautiful sunshine from the island. And I hear that they have very beautiful food. They have good food on the island. And so I like food a lot. I don't drink alcohol, so come on, I like food. And I don't have spots in me anymore that would stop me from eating. So I like a good I like a good feast. So as we conclude this, where do you see yourself in the next, say, 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, I'll be 20, 21. I see myself being on the pro level, hopefully breaking records, coming to the top. Yeah, that's where I see myself.
Okay, so I have this video interview that I saw of Serena Williams, and I'm sure I'm going to have ask my editing guys to do a match between you and her, and then I'll send it to you guys again, and you see how you smile like her, you have a shy face like her. People don't know that Serena Williams is very shy, and almost everything like that. Daddy and Mommy, thank you very much for being on this interview with us, and Chelsea, I feel very honored. And I'm going to say it again. I feel very honored to be in your presence because I know that I'm sitting in front of greatness. And one day I'm going to look back and say, this Grand Slam winner, I had the privilege, the pride and privilege to interview her and have a chat with her and a mom and a dad some time ago. And I just might even be in the stand watching you because, I mean, that's true. This setup that I'm putting up, once it gets into autopilot, my job will be to travel to meets, to competitions, and just sit on the upper echelon and be watching and clapping for the people that I'm supporting. That's the dream that I have now. Go around the world and attend every sporting event. I'm sure I'll be up there rooting and screaming for you to, picking up a lot of titles from the US Open, Wimbledon, Australia Open, French Open. I think I know tennis now.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
I know that. I really do hope that comes true, and in the next 5 years, we'll see ourselves at the top, and I'll start packing my bag to pay my visit to St. Lucia eventually, and to go see where your family is at. Is there any word you have to say to someone who's out there thinking, I want to be a tennis player? What's the word of advice you will give to someone who have a child that they want to make tennis, they want to pursue a career in tennis? What do you have to say to them?
Well, all I can say is if you have a dream, you really have to believe in it, put in all the work, all the efforts, and really believe that by God's grace, we can all get there and you can make it.
Mommy and Daddy, some of the best tennis players in the world were raised by fantastic parents. Serena Williams and Venus Williams are example. Ivanovic are so good example. Martina Navratilova, Naomi Osaka, just to name a few, an example of parents who never give up on their words. And being a product of a mother who never gave up on the son, even when I was doing all sort of foolish things, being very reckless with my life, being very useless at some point, but I had a praying mother and a mother who believed that I could become something. I know what it is to have a supporting parents like you. Even though my parents are not here for me to tell them thank you, I think I can tell you people thank you, and it will come from my heart. Thank you very much for being such an amazing supporting parent, because we live in an era where parents will tell you, oh, you have age, come on, go get your life, go away. But then you guys are still there praying for your child, supporting her, believing in her, even when nobody had seen the fruit. You already believe that something is going to come. Thank you very much for being wonderful parents. And the God that blesses the works of every man's hands, as it's written in Deuteronomy. I'm a Bible student, so anybody who's watching this, you know me, that Bible always come out of my mouth. In Deuteronomy 22, he said, I'll bless the works of your hand. Mommy and Daddy, may your works be blessed. And Chelsea, I know that God blesses the works of any man's hands. I'm an example of it. You would live your dream and you would enjoy the fruit of all of this hard work. Thank you very much for being on my show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
God bless you guys. And so, guys, you've seen the amazing Chelsea Fontenel. I think you should go check her out on our YouTube channel. Just search for Chelsea Fontenel and you see all of the wonderful work that she's doing, and support her. Be cheering for her, be praying for her, because we know that with all of these prayers and support, she will make it to the very, very top. We're looking forward. I'm already counting down to the Chelsea Slam, where she will win all of the Grand Slam, and we will be saying we said that was going to happen. Thank you very much for being on my show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Fabulous.